This is the pasta that I made the moment that I walked into the door after seeing Eat, Pray, Love. Here are all the ingredients to make a quick, simple, absolutely fabulous tomato sauce. This is an umami-rich recipe. What is umami? Umami is naturally occurring glutamate. It's often called the fifth taste, and it's the savory taste. When you saw Julia Roberts twirl that pasta on her fork and go to put it into her mouth, I'll bet your mouth watered. That's the umami taste right there, and this is how to create it in your own kitchen. It starts with a piece of pancetta. I have about an inch chunk of pancetta, and I am going to use a plastic board and just cut it into chunks. And then, so that I can get it kind of nice and small, I'm actually going to put it into the Cuisinart. And this way, it kind of the flavor melds into the sauce. So here I have my Cuisinart. I'm going to pulse it about 25 times. I've got a pan heating over here. And now this, when I push this, it'll just hear that. It's a nice sound. Then I'm going to add a little olive oil. I have this on the highest heat. And now I have put it down to kind of a medium high. And I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to let that sit for about 3 minutes. And while I do that, I'm going to dice an onion. And these are sweet onions. You could use a red onion, a Bermuda onion, whatever you would like to use. In half, and then this should easily just mince right up. You just throw that little middle piece away. Woo, we're heating up over here. Come on over. And just let me pour in the onion. Great, listen to the sizzle, smells great. And this I have probably, all told, it would be about maybe a good couple of teaspoons of garlic if I were to measure it. And I'm just going to slice it thin. And just add it right into the pan. There we go. Stir that in and just leave that. If you want something to brown, don't touch it, don't stir it. That's how you get things to brown. Next step is the tomatoes. Core the tomatoes. I'm not taking the seeds out, I'm not taking the skin off. These tomatoes are from my garden and my sister's garden. And I don't think there's another time of year where you could make a sauce that is as delicious as this. I'm going to cut these in half. And I'm going to use probably about 1.5 dozen tomatoes here. So let's do this 2 ways. One, I've rinsed the tomatoes and they are going right from here, nothing done. I'm not even coring them. They're going right into the Cuisinart. Pulse 25 times, that's it. And you have a very nice, they're a little bit chunky, they're nice and juicy. And now this, come on over, here's the, look at the onion. Do you see how the onion is lightly browned? The pancetta is a bit crisp. Ooh. I'm going to just put a couple of bouillon cubes. You could use a chicken bouillon cube. And I'm going to turn the heat up to high. Second batch, here's the batch that's been cored, but still skin on, seeds in. Pour that in. And I'll put that on high. I'm just going to wait for that to come to a boil. So you have 2 options for the sauce. Either you can leave it chunky as you can see this is. You can make a much more elegant sauce by just using an immersion blender. After about 20 minutes, it becomes sort of a, not creamy, but it takes on a much lighter color. I've got a platter in the bottom of the sink and my colander on top of that. That will allow me to heat the platter that I'm going to serve it on. So I've got my spaghetti. Just going to reserve a little of the pasta cooking sauce in case I need it. But you can see it's good and starchy. And it actually has a nice flavor to it on its own. So there we have our heated pasta platter. And then I'm going to take the pasta and just put it back into the pan and pour some of the sauce right into it. Not too much, just enough to give it a nice coating. Pour that onto our platter. There we go, a work in progress. And then stir this into portions. Now we're ready to eat our Eat, Pray, Love pasta. We have the perfectly cooked al dente pasta that has had just been bathed in the sauce, on our tomato sauce. And now we're going to just put some more sauce around there. There we go. Oh, does that look good? And now we've got our clouds of Parmesan cheese going on top. And now we go into the center of the mound and turn the fork.